Imagine standing on the banks of a great river in the 13th century. In the 13th century, the sun is hot and the air is filled with the sounds of a busy market. This is West Africa. The river is the Niger, a lifeline snaking through the savannah. People from all over the world gather here. Merchants lead long camel caravans across the vast Sahara Desert. Their animals are loaded with heavy blocks of salt. Salt, a precious mineral more valuable than gold in some places. They come to trade for the shimmering gold dust that flows from the south, a secret source hidden deep within the forest. This river and these trade routes are the heart of a new and powerful empire beginning to take shape. It is an empire built not just on wealth, but on stories, laws, and knowledge. This is the beginning of the story of the Mali Empire. It was one of the largest and most influential empires in the world, rivaling kingdoms in Europe and Asia. Its rulers, known as Manses, commanded vast armies and controlled territories from the Atlantic coast far into the desert. They were not just conquerors, builders of cities, patrons of learning, keepers of a rich cultural heritage. The story of Mali is a human story filled with legendary heroes, brilliant scholars, and everyday people. It is a story passed down by griots, the official storytellers and historians of West Africa. To understand Mali, we must travel back in time. Long before the Mali Empire dominated the West African savanna, the land was a vibrant mosaic of different peoples and powers. This was not an empty space waiting for history to begin. It was a region teeming with life. Along the Great Bend of the Niger River, numerous small kingdoms and city-states flourished, each with its own ruler traditions and economic strengths. Gold Salt, the Sahara. The story of the Mali Empire's rise cannot be told without the trans-Saharan trade. Camel caravans were the ships of this desert ocean, organized by Berber merchants. Tuareg merchants, these caravans could number thousands of camels. The Lion Prince, the legend of Sundiata Keita. The epic story of the Mali Empire's founding revolves around one central figure, Sundiata Keita, often called the Lion Prince. His life story was passed down for centuries by griots as a grand oral epic, destiny, exile, triumphant return. The climax of Sundiata's rise to power and the official birth of the Mali Empire occurred at the decisive Battle of Kirina in approximately 1235. This was not just a military engagement, it was a legendary confrontation between two powerful leaders and their worldviews. On one side stood Soumaoro Kante, the mighty sorcerer king of the Soso. On the other side was Sundiata Keita, the returning prince of the Mandan people. The victory at Kirina was absolute. Soumaoro Kante fled the battlefield and, according to the legend, disappeared into a cave in the mountains, never to be seen again. With his defeat, the Soso Empire collapsed completely. Sundiata's coalition armies swiftly marched on and destroyed the Soso capital, erasing the symbol of their oppression. After his victory at Kirina, Sundiata did not simply rule as a conqueror. He set about creating a new political order for his unified people. He convened a great assembly of allied clan leaders at Kurukan Fuga. This assembly functioned like a constitutional convention. There Sundiata established the Manden Kurufaba, the Mali Federation. It balanced the Mansa's central authority with autonomy for allied kingdoms. That federal setup helped secure early stability by giving local leaders a stake. At the assembly, an oral constitution, the Kurukan Fuga Charter, was proclaimed. Nearly half a century after Sundiata Keita laid the foundations, Mali entered its most celebrated period, the Golden Age. This era is forever linked with the name of its most famous ruler, Mansa Musa. And the sheer scale of Mansa Musa's wealth is difficult to comprehend even today. Modern economists have tried to calculate his net worth, and while estimates vary wildly, he is consistently cited as the wealthiest individual in all of human history. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on the Hajj, but this was no ordinary pilgrimage. It was a spectacular procession of wealth, power, and piety designed to announce Mali's arrival on the world stage. The caravan that left the capital city of Niamey was described by contemporary Arab historians as a city on the move. It reportedly consisted of 60,000 people, including 12,000 attendants, all dressed in fine silks and brocades. A personal retinue of 500 heralds, each carrying a staff of pure gold, marched ahead. Before Mansa Musa's grand pilgrimage, West Africa was a land of myth and legend to most of the outside world. European maps. One of the most famous examples is the Catalan Atlas of 1375. Close up, the illustrated Black King in the West Africa section. He sits on a throne, wears a golden crown. Section 4. Timbuktu transformed a city of scholars and saints. When Mansa Musa passed through the city of Timbuktu on his return from Mecca, it was already an important commercial hub on the southern edge of the Sahara. Its strategic location near the Niger River made it a natural meeting point, salt caravans from the north, gold traders from the south. Section 5. The Sankore University and the Manuscript Culture. At the heart of Timbuktu's intellectual golden age was the Sankore Mosque. This flourishing of learning produced the Timbuktu manuscripts. For centuries, scholars, scribes, and wealthy families in Timbuktu. Section 1. The Pillars of Empire, Law, Tax, Social Order. The Mali Empire was not just held together by a powerful army or a wealthy king, it rested on strong institutional pillars that organized society and managed resources. A sophisticated administration let the Mansa govern a vast territory. Section 2. The griots, keepers of memory and music. In a society where oral traditions were as important as written texts, the griots, or GLW, held one of the most vital roles. They were the official historians, storytellers, poets. Section 3. Life along the Niger. Farmers, artisans, and traders. While the Mansas and their golden courts capture the imagination, the Mali Empire was built on the labor of millions of ordinary people. The vast majority were farmers, living in small villages across the savannah and along the fertile Niger River banks. Their lives followed the seasons. Rains for planting, dry season for harvesting. Section 4. A tapestry of belief, Islam and local traditions. The religious landscape of the Mali Empire was a rich and complex tapestry. It was woven from the global religion of Islam and the deep-rooted local traditions of the Mande peoples, while the rulers and the urban elite, especially merchants and scholars. Section 1. Cracks in the Golden Empire, Succession and Strife. No empire, no matter how wealthy or powerful, lasts forever. The decline of the Mali Empire was not a single event, but a long, slow process. It began in the late 14th century, even as the empire still appeared at the height of its power. One of the most significant factors was a series of succession crises. Unlike in many European monarchies, Mali's succession rules were not always clear and fixed. Section 2. The Shifting Sands of Fortune. New powers and new roots. The internal weaknesses of the Mali Empire were made worse by growing external pressures. The most significant threat came from one of its own vassal states, the Songhai Kingdom. Songhai was centered around the strategic city of Gao on the eastern bend of the Niger River. Gao had been an important trading city long before Mali's rise. It had been conquered by the Mansas during Mali's expansion. For generations, the Songhai were subjects of Mali. Section 1. The Echoes of an Empire. Mali's Enduring Legacy. The political entity of the Mali Empire may have faded into history centuries ago, but its ghost has never left West Africa. Its legacy is not found in the ruins of palaces, but in the living, breathing cultures of millions of people today. The empire's story demonstrates that a state's influence can long outlast its political borders and its military might. Section 2. Lessons in Gold and Parchment. The Future of Mali's Past. As we reflect on the epic rise and fall of the Mali Empire on this day, May 24, 2024, its story offers clear and powerful lessons for our contemporary world. The first lesson is about the profound connection between wealth institutions' culture. Mali's gold was not just a source of riches, it was the fuel that powered the development of complex state structures, funded centers of learning, sponsored magnificent art and architecture. A third lesson is found in the resilience of cultural memory. Even after the empire's political collapse, its stories music social norms. Looking forward, the greatest challenge is to preserve this incredible heritage for future generations. The ancient manuscripts of Timbuktu face threats from climate change trafficking and political instability. Efforts by local communities and international partners to digitize and conserve these texts are a crucial race against time. By studying the Mali Empire, we do more than just learn about the past. We gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our world today. We learn about the complex interplay of economics, politics, and culture. We are reminded of Africa's central role in global history. The story of Mali is a call to continue exploring, preserving, and learning from this magnificent chapter of our collective human story.